All right, so this week we've got a special thing going for you guys for this Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. I'm Dan.
I'm Ryan.
And this is Bourbon Sauce. This week we have a flight of 4 different bourbons, which we poured randomly, so we won't know what's in these glasses, and they're labeled A, B, C, D. These are from Agent Or, which I picked up, and I think these are going to be amazing for us when we do these flight tests, because we'll be able to do like we just did in the kitchen, where we don't know what we just poured each other, and make little notes, and then we're going to taste them and see which one we like best, and then we'll reveal at the end of the tasting what was what, and this could get interesting. But
are we going to tell them what the family is, though?
We should. Yeah, go ahead.
So Dan came up with the idea of doing the Wellers. So it's all the Wellers that we currently have, which is Special Reserve, Antique 107, CYPB, and Foolproof.
Yep. So we're just missing the single barrel and the Weller 12.
Yep.
Which it was just too impossible to try to find locally.
Yeah,
but
it's not been an easy find at all.
No, it's been a real giant pain in the ass.
I'm curious though, why do they call it CYPB?
Choose your something bourbon. I don't know what.
I think it's Choose Your Perfect Bourbon.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think it's it. Choose Your Perfect.
That was the one where they ask like everybody to make recommendations.
Yeah.
And then the Antique 107, for those that don't know, it's 107 because it's 107 proof.
That makes sense. Well, without further ado, let's get into some of these tastings. Check it out, and we'll see what we think when we take a sip of whatever glass we got.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what we got in these glasses, so it's going to be interesting.
No.
So I'm going to grab one.
But you definitely overloaded my glasses.
I did, and I'm sorry. That, it happens.
These are actually some fairly small Glencairns.
They are. They're petite.
Yeah, they're very interesting. So I went with A on mine.
A. Fine, I'll start with A.
I mean, you can go with whichever you want.
Okay, so this one to me, smell-wise, that's interesting. This one smells a little proofy. I can smell the weededness in this. And this is going to be interesting because we have different stuff, so.
I get a little bit of caramel note on mine.
I'm going to go ahead and taste mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's I think this one's proofy. This one might be 107. Why not? No, I think this one's Special Reserve. I think this, yeah, because it's more ethanol-y, I think. But what do you think you got over there?
I get heavy on the oak. Some caramel, a little bit of vanilla. I get a hint of tobacco.
That's an interesting note.
I mean, I made sure to rinse my palate, so I'm not tasting my own tobacco.
Yeah. That's probably a good thing.
I would say it's got like a medium spice kind of finish.
Yeah, that one didn't have any like spice to it or anything. It wasn't real like, there's no rye in these because of them being the weededs.
Right.
But I want to move on while you're playing around with that one.
I'm trying to be thorough here.
Ooh, this one smells a little E.H. Taylor-esque. I feel like
What did you say for A?
I think A on mine is Special Reserve. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to say A on mine is probably the 107.
Okay.
And I might make an adjustment.
Day late and dollar short. Ooh, that one's a little tobacco-y. It's got a weird taste to this one. I've definitely not had this one yet. And this one has like that tobacco-y flavor like you were just talking about, which is interesting to me. So I think B for me is the Antique 107. Which is, it's very peculiar because
And I've had none other than the
Special Reserve. Yeah.
Wow, this actually smells really sweet.
Yeah, this one's got a weird note to it. It's like an E.H. Taylor-esque, if you will. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe B is the CYPB for me.
Okay. I'm gonna C's.
I don't get as heavy a aroma with this one.
I will laugh my ass off if we poured the same flight the same way.
I was just thinking when I poured it, I'm like, even though I've mixed these bottles up, I'm gonna laugh if he pours me the same way.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be shocked because we're kind of synced,
right?
Which is funny. Oh, I might have to change my answer. This might be the Special Reserve for me. It's either that or Foolproof, but I don't know. It's very interesting. It has a small tobacco note in this one, just very faint.
I'm gonna say that's 107 for me. On C for me.
So you're switching up because you said A was 107 for you originally.
Yeah, I think I'm going with C as 107. Okay. I'll have to go back and revisit A.
I think that's Foolproof. I'm going to say that one, C is Foolproof for me. I'm still coming over a cold, too.
Yeah.
So this is going to mess with my...
I get a little floral on this one, too.
I think this...
Foolproof.
That's what you're going with?
Foolproof.
Okay. I think this one's CYPB. D is CYPB for me. So now you got to go back to A. Yep. So you got to compare A and C, because A and C are the ones that you're torn between. Antique 107 and Special Reserve are the two that you were tossing between A and C.
I'm going to go Special Reserve on C and Antique 107 on A.
So in order, let's rank them now, which one we think is the best tasting of them. All right, so you're going to say D
number one.
Is number one for you.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll say B is number 2, A is number 3, and C is last.
That's fantastic. I love this. I can't wait.
All right, and what do you got?
All right, so I'm going B is my number 1.
Okay.
C is number 4.
C is number 4.
D is number 2. That means A is number 3.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Very interesting.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I'm curious to know what D is right off the bat for mine.
Okay. So D for you, and we'll go backwards then. So
yeah.
D for you, I poured Special Reserve. You
crazy
said CYPB.
That's funny.
And you rated it 2.
That is funny.
So what was D for me?
Foolproof.
And
you rated that number 1.
And I picked
Foolproof.
Ha ha!
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You did good on that.
C, you picked Foolproof. You rated it 4th. It was Antique 107.
Oh, I'm way out of fucking bounds.
Antique 107.
My taste buds are everywhere right now.
All right.
Okay. C for you. You ranked that number 4, which thank God you did because that's special reserve. So
What did I call it?
special reserve. I'm just gonna put this out there right off the bat. You nailed every single pour. All right.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is that's why I was like, when you were fighting, I was like, you sure you sure you want to change your answers? I should have just let you do it because then you would have had like a couple of them wrong. But I was like, you might want to just stick with what you got, buddy. What you got?
I was so torn. I'm like, ugh.
I know, and I was fucking floored over here because I'm just like, this is rare when you like. This is our first time doing a blind like this. This is interesting because my taste buds are not ready for this, and yours clearly are like, oh yeah.
And I've never had any of these but the special reserve.
Yeah, same.
No, you sneak away and you drink these.
No, I had the Weller 12.
Didn't you have one of the Wellers down at Red Phone Booth too? The 107.
Oh, I did have the 107.
Yeah,
That was forever ago.
He's a bourbon cheater, people. Yeah. He's a bourbon cheater.
Yeah.
He will drink bourbons without you.
It's like watching Netflix when you're middle of a series. Like, ah, shit. All right, so B, what do you got?
So B, you went with 107.
Uh-huh.
You picked it as number 1.
Uh-huh.
Your number 1 is my number 1. It is foolproof.
Oh, that's funny. You nailed it. I poured you CYPB and B, and you rated it number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because I think CYPB is hierarchically, like, it's supposed to be one of the top, like the top, if not.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Which is interesting that you had the foolproof as your number 1.
Uh-huh. Well, and what's funny is even though you didn't, I
didn't guess right.
No, you picked special reserve as your number 2.
What did I put as my number 1?
Your number 1 was foolproof, same as me.
Oh, so I just guessed wrong.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, yeah. Number 3 pick first. So you ranked this number 3 on A.
Uh-huh.
And you picked, you called it special reserve, but it was the CYPB.
That's funny.
Uh-huh. So you were 1 foolproof, 2 special reserve, 3 CYPB, and your least favorite was Antique 107.
Wow. And which one was Antique?
Antique 107 was C. That was your least favorite.
Yeah, this one has a ethanol, like.
It's the higher proof.
And it's like florally. I just don't like florally ones.
It's the higher proof.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. So A for you was Antique 107, and you guessed it right after hemming and hawing. Going back and forth, but you ranked that one as
what did I pick originally for A?
107,
and I went back and just settled with it.
Yeah, because you were like, oh, this one's foolproof, and I was like, oh no, I was like, now you're gonna change. Oh no, you said that one was gonna be CYPB.
Yeah.
And I was like, now you're gonna change it. Now you got 3 that you're gonna toss around. I was like,
no, leave the CYPB, and we'll figure these 2 out.
Yeah, and you narrowed it down, and you nailed it. I'm impressed. Color me impressed. Color me impressed.
Hey, that don't impress me much.
A little Shania. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you ranked that one 3rd, and I think your ranking, which is impressive, you did foolproof first, CYPB 2, Antique 107 3, and Special Reserve 4, which Special Reserve really should be last, but I guessed weird and still ranked them. Where did I put Special Reserve? 2nd?
2.
Unreal.
I mean, honestly.
Unreal.
Honestly, I could put Special Reserve up higher, essentially. I could, right, in theory, because I've had it. It's similar to Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
But weeded, right? Well, more weeded. Got the wheat, the heft on the wheat. So I could have placed it a little higher, but based off what it's competing against, there was no putting it higher. And I mean, it could have probably bumped above 107 because the 107 I'm just not a fan.
Yeah, my taste buds are still out of whack. I probably should not be tasting bourbon until I'm like full on healthy again, but
I feel like I should frame this.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there should be like a special award when you get an entire flight correct.
There is a special reward.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's called steak dinner.
Ha ha ha! Joke's on you. I can't have steak dinners. I'm just curious if Chawi and Steve are going to actually watch this.
I don't know. There's a chance that they might watch it. There's a chance they might not watch it. But if you guys do like this and you want to show some love, go to our merch page at bourbonsauced.com, where you can find all the links to all of our social media, as well as buying some merch. We have an embroidery shop as well. There's a link for that at the top. You just look for it and click on that. That will take you to the embroidery shop. But if you want to just stick around on that normal page and scroll down, you'll see all the goodies that we have to offer. So
I definitely like the idea of take me to the embroidery shop.
Oh, instead of the candy shop?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But until next time, if you guys want to see us do more tastings, tune into us on the YouTube. But until next time, drink your favorite bourbon or drink of choice and get sauced.
Cheers.
Cheers.